Hello everyone, welcome to Poker Cheese. Today is a bit of a special episode because today we finally have our new host joining us. She is relatively new to the game. She's only played for about less than a week and she's not really familiar with Pokemon that much, but her favorite Pokemon are Snorlax and Pikachu. So today we're going to help her learn this deck, and this deck will be starring Ultra Necrozma GX. This deck is post-rotation ready, so we don't have those Ultra Balls, those Nest Balls, those Guzmas, yada yada yada. And basically the deck revolves around switching with Jirachi. Luckily Escape Board is still in the game, so we can get that free retreat with Jirachi and we can search out all the things we need to get our Ultra Necrozma ready. Pretty much the main strat of the deck will be to set up our Malamars on the bench, get that Steel Energy onto Ultra Necrozma, and then for each extra Psychic Energy that we end up attacking with, we do an extra 80 damage that turn, but we do discard all our Psychic Energies. So that means we can do, in one attack, we can do 100 damage, we can do 180, 260, 340, and it continues. So pretty much to knock out most of the big GXs, we need 3 Psychic Energy on it, which is not that difficult to do. If we got 2 Malamar on the bench, they can accelerate 2 Psychic Energy, we place another one. If there's already a Metal Energy, then we get the knockout. We also can use the little tricks to get ahead. We can, for example, put Miss Magius into the active, and then we sacrifice her to get a full 7-card hand, give our opponent an extra prize card, and hopefully at that stage they would be brought down to either 3 or 4 prize cards remaining, and then we can basically go for Beast Ring to attach 2 extra energies directly onto our Ultra Beast, which is Necrozma in this case, and then be able to attack for burst damage, getting possibly a revenge on a Tag Team GX, and then getting the prize card lead. So that's how the deck basically works, and that also acts as a switch. So we have many ways of switching, even though we don't have Guzma and stuff. We have put a copy and Tate and Liza in there, Tate and Liza, just in case we need to have a draw or need to switch. We do have a little tech in there, Ultra Forest Card Envoy. This is because of those, still it's, before being rotated, we have the Ninetales and we have the dark one, what is it called? Hooper, that's right, Hooper. So they can't be hit by our GX attackers, and they're pretty much our only attackers. So if we do verse a whole deck of them, then we're going to have a really hard time. So there's only one copy here, so hopefully we'll be able to find that. The rest of the deck is quite self-explanatory. We did add in the Latias Prism Star. It's pretty good because if we have, say, the 3 Ultra Necrozmas on the bench, and we're missing Steel Energy, since we can't recover Steel Energy, we don't have a Brock's Grid, I think it's too slow to be in the deck, we'll be able to add those Metal Energies or Psychic Energies if we need the extra burst directly onto our benched basic Dragon Pokemon, in this case Ultra Necrozma GX. Okay guys, so if you head on to the next part of the video, you're going to be introduced to our new host, and she'll be joining us in most of our upcoming videos and then go on to become permanent. So welcome her and enjoy the video. Thank you. Alright everyone, welcome to the video. So our opponent starts off with the advantage, so hopefully we can pull through with this one if he manages to load in. Okay, so we always
go tail.
Tail, I always go heads.
Okay, hey.
Oh no, that's okay, we'll go tails. No. Alright, here we go.
I told you!
Okay, we'll go first. Okay. You like to go first all the time. Jesus Christ, I'm not good at flipping. And we don't need to mulligan. So that's a good start at least.
What was the card again?
This one, Inkay. Inkay evolves into Malamar. Malamar is the Pokemon we require on the bench to send our Psychic Energies from discard pile onto one of our bench Pokemon. So it's really important to get this guy off the active. We don't want him to be there.
So it's a really good pick.
No, we don't want him to be in the active. We need something else to be there instead of him.
Okay, sorry.
So what we can do is, no, that's okay. Alright, we'll see what we can Acrobike first. Alright, we have Ultra Necrozma. Let's do that. That's a great choice. We don't need to spend our Mysterious Treasure searching for that. So, Mysterious Treasure, we could use this to get Malamar. But in a way, I would like to retreat this Pokemon, get this Pokemon onto the active as soon as possible. But I don't want to put the Escape Board on them. So in this case, we have 2 choices to Mysterious Treasure, and I don't like either of them. We'll get rid of Tate and Liza. We either get another Ultra Necrozma over here, we get the Malamar, which is the evolution, or we start setting up Miss Magius. We get Miss Drevis onto the bench. The reason why we can put Miss Drevis onto the bench is so that we can use more cards for Lily. Like Lily can draw more cards, but it's not necessarily a great decision. But we also don't need to use Malamar now. We've got no psychic energies in the discard pile, so we're not really in a hurry. In this case, I don't want to. I'm not worried about Inkay dying. So I'm just gonna put the escape board onto Ultra Necrozma, and then I'm gonna Lily for 7 cards.
That's very good.
Okay, so we've got the Malamar anyway, and we can Pokemon Communication next turn for the Misdreavus. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to Pokemon Communication. That means I send one of my Pokemon from my hand back into the deck, and I search for any Pokemon in there.
Oh.
So I'm going to actually search for Jirachi. Now, it would have been good if I didn't use the escape board and I kept it, because Jirachi is the perfect Pokemon to use an escape board with. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use our effect and look for a trainer card, and these are the options we have. So we can use a switch again. Probably it'll be safe to keep a switch in our hand for next turn, because next turn we'll look for another trainer card before we switch. So we'll keep it. Now we're asleep. I highly doubt that we're gonna be knocked out in the following turn. So we'll just keep Jirachi at the front and benefit from the trainer cards we pick up, because we slowly need to build up our psychic cards. It would have been good maybe to take the Stadium card, because the Stadium card, Viridian Forest, helps us look for the psychic energy. If we only have Steel Energy, we're not building up anything, because we only need one Steel Energy to do the attack, but the damage is accelerated only through the psychic energy. So this is a waste for us. So most likely after we evolve Malamar, we will just use Cynthia. Yeah, we will get rid of the Cynthia.
But you need a switch.
We do need switch, so we'll use Jirachi first. Oh well, let's see what happens first. So he's using Guzma. Okay, so he's quite confident pulling out the Necrozma. Probably because he thinks, you know, we can just get rid of our psychic energy if we want to use Jirachi again. Honestly, we don't need to use Jirachi. We can just Cynthia. So if we feel like we need to, then we can use the switch. But we're gonna Cynthia first, because we want to make sure that our Ultra Necrozma doesn't waste his Steel Energy. We don't want to fall behind by throwing away our Steel Energy. We can only put one a turn. So alright, we'll evolve the Inkay into Malamar. And at this point, I'm not comfortable attaching a Steel Energy. It's good for nothing at this point. So we're just gonna Cynthia. I'm not gonna switch.
Okay. We got the energy.
We did. We got one energy, so we can actually go for the attack right now, because it's gonna kill Meowth. He only has 60 HP, we do 100 damage. Now, the next thing that we might want to do is actually search out for Misdreavus's evolution. I don't like to use this too many times, so I'm gonna get rid of Misdreavus. We're not gonna do it again. I have 2 or 3 copies of her now. I can't remember. I believe it's 2 copies, because I don't need to do this sacrifice too many times. Okay, at this point, we're just gonna keep it. We're not gonna use it, so we're gonna go with Photon Geyser. We get 1 prize card, we remove our psychic energy, now we can start using Malamar. Great! It's the card I wanted.
Yeah,
okay,
that's right. Because you said you have to put one on the bench.
That's right, so we can easily accelerate. But now we're gonna, hopefully Lily will be able to pick up a Steel Energy. Yeah, that's right, so then we'll be able to attack. But the thing is that this card has 130 HP. So we need 2 psychic energy. So if we actually sacrifice Miss Magius now, he'll be on 5 prize cards. It won't be enough to use Beast Ring. Because we need 3 or 4 prize cards. So we're maybe not going to do that unless our hand is terrible. But when we use Lily, our hand's going to be full. So we're not going to sacrifice her. Because when we sacrifice her, we draw until we have 7. We don't get rid of our cards. We just draw until we have 7. Okay, and this card is also a little bit annoying. It's a very expensive card. It's got a great effect. If he's in a discard pile, is in the rubbish. Once a turn, he can come back onto the bench. So he basically never dies. And every single time that he comes back, he puts 2 damage counters. One on one of each of the Pokemon. So he picks 2 Pokemon, enemy bench Pokemon. He puts 1 damage counter on each one. Just 1. But usually that's enough to make damage happen. So for example, you know how I told you that this guy with 3 psychic energy, he does 260 damage. We're missing 10 damage to kill Reshizard. So if there's a Reshizard on the enemy's bench, you'll use this Giratina and you'll put 1 damage counter. And then later on when that Reshizard comes out, you can knock him out. Okay, so actually what he did is he used Judge.
So we got the 4 cards.
So he ruined our hand in a way.
Yeah.
So to get ourselves prepped, it'd probably be a great idea to put our Pokemon down. I wanted Ultra Necrozma on the bench.
Yeah. We had a Necrozma.
We did, but he judged.
Yeah.
So what we can do is we can use our Miss Magius now to draw up to 7 cards. So we can either we put both of these benched Pokemon down, they're both useful, but if we do end up doing that, we're gonna lose a spot for Ultra Necrozma. So we might pick one of them, whichever one we think is gonna be most useful. Now in this case, I almost feel like putting Latias because Latias can send the energy back. Yeah, 15 seconds. But I'm gonna put Inkay.
Why?
I chose Inkay because Inkay can evolve into Malamar. So I'm gonna use Miss Magius' effect just for 3 cards. And I didn't get Ultra Necrozma. I was really hoping
Can we get the one first?
he will. So we'll attach the Psychic Energy.
What's going on?
We're waiting for him to select the prize card, so he's being a bit slow. Maybe he doesn't realize he has to do it, but I'm pretty sure it's in front of his screen, like covering the whole screen. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll attach the Psychic Energy there. I don't want to switch. I really believe we can get a switch.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put Latias down. And even though this is really useful, this Malamar, we can evolve it. We're gonna Cynthia because we're hoping to get some kind of maybe switch.
What is the Latias?
So what Latias does is when she attacks, you actually send one for each dragon. You attach 1 basic energy from the discard pile to that dragon. Okay, so we had a little bit of a poor luck. We're gonna have to go with it. We're only gonna do 100 damage. I'm gonna attack. I'm not gonna save it. There's no point to save it because you might end up losing a turn.
Yeah.
We can just attach another Psychic Energy next turn and confirm killing him. The benefit of doing that is that you've actually got a plus 20. So, for example, if you were versing a Pokemon who has 200 HP and you have 2 Psychic Energy plus 20, you only do 180 damage. But if you attack twice, 1 Psychic Energy each time, you do 100 damage each time. So that means you equal 200.
Yeah.
So attacking separately can be more beneficial. In this case, it's not. But in this case, we want to make sure that the damage is there. Because in the worst case scenario, if he swaps us, Latias does the remaining 30 damage. Okay, so we are still a bit unlucky. I'm not really happy with not having a Ultra Necrozma. And there's not really a way that we can cycle through because Jirachi has to be active for us to find a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, to find a trainer card.
You need a switch.
Or we can use this card, but we'll only draw 1 card.
Yes.
So we'll add a Psychic Energy,
And then Lily.
but then we can only Lily for 2 cards. So that's a little bit of a...
I thought we can get 3.
No, you draw until you get 6 cards in your hand.
Ah, okay.
So when we use this, we'll pick up only 2.
Oh.
It's not that good because we still want to attack to get him. We can still attach the escape board to Jirachi, but we're sort of wasting our time not attaching this Psychic Energy to anyone useful. So we'll just send it to Latias. Just so at least that we've got it ready. If something happens and he has to go to the bench, we can do it. But we're not going to use the other Psychic Energy. So we're going to go with Photon Geyser. This Pokemon will simply come back. But for some reason, he doesn't really have energies on the field. So I'm guessing that this Meowth will evolve into a Persian GX. But for that to happen, he's not going to waste a card. Alright, see how he's got Zoroark GX? When one of his GX Pokemon die, and he evolves Meowth into Persian GX, when he evolves this Pokemon into Persian GX, you have an ability that lets you search for any 2 cards in your deck and put them in your hand. So it's very useful. Information overload? Yeah, I thought so. You tell me to stop.
It's okay.
Yeah, just...
I'm still in it.
Okay, you just let me know when you have a question. Okay, so he's just Ultra Bowling. Okay, Naganadel GX. This is a really annoying GX move. That Naganadel basically says, for its GX move, shuffle your prize cards into your deck and then put 3 down on each side. So even though we're winning, we've got 1 left, he'll make it 3.
Oh wow.
And even though he's losing, he'll make it 3.
Wow.
So the game becomes equal.
Wow, that's some kind of like penalty card.
Oh, and he's also field blowing our 2 escape boards.
What is it?
Our 2 tool cards. He just so his judge ruined our hand, and he picked up a field blower.
Anything
And
about judge.
yeah, but
Like
it's
making equal.
that's true, but it shouldn't have happened. Yeah, so he's doing it now.
Mm.
But what he doesn't know is we have a Lucamine in our hand, so we need exactly 3 prize cards.
And we have a beast ring.
That's true. We do have Beast Ring, and we do have Lucamine. So this guy,
Did make it easier for us.
he made it easier for us, but at the same time, we still can't get 1 extra energy to kill him. Because with 2 psychic energy, if we had an extra energy in our hand, basically we need to wait 1 turn. I know that there's okay. So we'll get this Ultra Necrozma out. Now this is a little bit of a problem. We're actually going to start attaching to this Ultra Necrozma. If we had a way of switching this Pokemon right now, which we do, and we're just going to do it right now, we're going to attach a Steel Energy here, and we're going to pray to God that we have the right amount of energies in our deck. Because we can use Beast Ring right now. Yes! So we have literally what we need to be able to get this guy. Now this guy might feel terrible about this, and we're also going to Lucamine. I mean, actually, we might not need to Lucamine right now, because I don't think that he's going to be taking a prize card next turn. So what we'll do is we'll just keep that as it is. Persian, if he does evolve into Persian GX, he needs, he's only got 2 Pokemon in the graveyard. He needs way more than that to be able to kill us. So we're gonna be greedy. We're gonna keep Lucamine in our hand for 1 more turn. This guy is Ghost. But now
we can't use this card anymore.
no, we can, because he has to be on 3 prize cards.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
Not us.
Yeah. Oh, we are close to winning.
Well, see how we've got 1 prize card left? If we can get 1 Psychic Energy, we can now use our GX move, Scorching Light. This basically says, as long as both players have less than 6 prize cards altogether, currently there's 4 altogether, we can use our GX move. And our GX move says, do 60 damage to all enemy Pokemon.
Wow.
And now actually sitting on the bench is a 60 HP Pokemon. We win the game.
Yeah.
But we need to get that Psychic Energy, which we don't have.
But we can get it from here.
But attach it here. And this guy requires a Metal Energy. So this is the only inconsistency in this deck.
Yeah.
And now if we don't get any energy at all, we can't swap him either.
Yeah, you have to have a metal energy.
That's right. But we got rid of it. We actually put 2 on this Pokemon so that we could retreat him. So that we could kill Naganadel the following turn. I've versed this deck so many times. For some reason it's so popular. It only has... It's consistent with its mana costs. So it only requires double colorless energy and triple acceleration energy. That Naganadel didn't have 3 energy, but he used a triple acceleration energy. See how he's got 3 in the graveyard so far? This attack costs 3 acceleration energy. So he could use it straight away. The downside is it disappears at the end of the turn. The upside is you attached 3 energy in 1 turn. So it was possible for him to put the prize cards back to normal.
Yeah.
We can delay comfortably. If he can't kill Ultra Necrozma this turn, we use Lucamine. Okay, he's gonna swap. Okay, so he made it really difficult for us right now.
Yeah.
So even if we used Lucamine, it would have been nothing.
And he used a Lily.
Yeah, that's right. But we only need to kill 1 Pokemon. So if he manages to kill Malamar, and we are in the worst situation ever, now what we'll do is, for safety, we will put out Latias. Okay? Because Latias can attach the energies to our Pokemon. And even if he kills Latias, even if he does kill Latias, it's gonna... Oh, we can just retreat. Sorry. Okay, I should calculate this properly. But pretty much we've got the energy we need. So now we can use our GX move. So now we just retreat simply and we use our GX move. And it'll knock out only 1 of his Pokemon, but that's all we need to win. So, Scorching Light GX. Sorry about the miscalculation there, but yeah, there you go. 60 damage everywhere. And that is game.
No.
Okay, so thank you guys for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the game. Hope you saw where the strengths are in the deck and where the weaknesses are in the deck. But this deck does really well to cover many situations. You can sort of search out at any time when you decide how many prize cards the opponent has. And then by that decision, you can gain a lot of benefits like your Ultra Beast not taking any damage, or you attaching extra energies, and so forth. So make sure you've got the right energies in your hand. Don't retreat when you don't need to. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us. Until next time.